Okay, well, it's Friday, and you will be working on surface area and volume of spheres. So two formulas you need. So if we talk about surface area, the formula for surface area that we want, so you can, if you want to call it SA, surface area, is going to be 4 pi r squared. So that will give you the surface area of a sphere. So you might want to write that down, on your green sheets. Then volume. Volume is going to be 4/3 pi r cubed. So you need those two. So surface area, that's this one. That's going to tell you, like we talked about, the area of all the surfaces. Here's your volume. So you need those two formulas today. So to get started now, we're going to again work through a couple of the problems and come up with things. So you're first off doing number 3 here. It says, to find the surface area of the sphere, round your answer to 2 decimal places. We're going to leave it in terms of pi again, so we want the exact answer. So we're going to start with, we're talking surface area, so you have to pick the right formula and just, this thing would become normal, whatever, it's not. So we'll just leave it. Surface area, 4 pi r squared. So the 4 is always there, pi. All we need is the radius. There it is, 4 squared. So you're going to take 4 times 4 squared and multiply that out on your calculator, or if you can do that in your head, 16 times 4, you get 64 pi. Now in this case it's feet. And the units, since we're talking area, squared. That's straightforward. So that's finding the surface area. All right, so now we're going to go on to the next problem. We've got number 12 here. It's supposed to be a globe. Didn't print out very good. All right, but in this one we're supposed to find the volume given the radius or the diameter. Now a little hint when you look at 14, diameter is 5. Radius is how much of that? Exactly, it's half. All right, I know everybody answered that right. All right, so here we go with number 12. So we're supposed to find now the volume. Remember the equation's volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. So we have 4/3 times pi, and in this case the radius it tells us is 6 inches. So 6 cubed. So here's what we've got. Take our calculators now. And so we have 4 divided by 3. So 4/3 times. Now in this case, what we probably want to do is actually, I would use parentheses with the 4/3 to make sure it's a fraction. And then we've got r, so we're going to take that times the radius, which was 6 cubed. So you're going to use the caret key, which was, again, right below the clear over there. Hit enter, and you get 288. So that means the volume here is 288 pi, and it's inches cubed. We're volume now cubed. So that would be the exact answer for the volume. All right, and moving along here, you're going to have some other things we're going to have to, apply some of these ideas with the problems. But the next part we're going to talk about again is composite figures, just like yesterday. So the problem we've got is number 21. What they're pointing out here, what you are seeing is the whole shape is a cylinder, and this little dotted line on the inside, what they're trying to show you is they actually cut out a circle out of the top, or half of a sphere out of the top. So the plan, like we've done before, you find the volume of the cylinder, and then we're going to subtract off the half a sphere. All right, so let's go for the volume of the cylinder to start with that. Cylinder, if you recall, it's the volume is going to be the area of the base times the height. So area of the base. So the base is a circle, so we have pi r squared, and then that's going to be multiplied by the height. All right, so we have pi. The radius is 3.3, and the height, right, we see is 7. So if we take our calculator, we take 3.3 squared, multiply it by 7, and so we do that, come up with 76.23. All right, so we have 76.23 pi, we didn't put the pi in, and that's inches cubed. That's the volume of the whole thing. Now we have this sphere at the top, but it's not really a sphere, it's half a sphere. Sometimes you call that hemisphere, right? That comes in, talk about that in geography, the hemispheres. So basically we have half a sphere. So what we're gonna do is find the volume of the sphere, cut it in half. So we have 4/3 pi r cubed. Now in this case, we just realized our radius is right down here, 3.3. So we're going to take 4/3 times 3.3 cubed. So in our parentheses, 4 divided by 3 times 3.3. Use your caret. Yours is going to look a little different when you enter this, but you should get the same answer. So 47.96. Now if we go back here, we remembered we want half of that, right? So what we want to do then, so what we're going to do is take this number that we just got and divide it by 2 because we want the hemisphere. So I'll take that, divide it by 2, and we get 23.958. All right, so really the volume we wanted of the hemisphere here, this was, I forgot actually. All right, 23.958. So all right, so we got our cylinder, we've got our hemisphere. We're just going to subtract the 2. So on our calculator now, do those two things. So 76.23 subtract 23.958. Hit enter. We end up 52.265. So the volume is actually going to be, and it was 265, I believe. Yep. All right. So 52.265. Now, when we subtracted those, again, I should have had here that this was in pi inches cubed. So what we have here is pi inches cubed. That's the volume. So again, just as before with composites, you figure out, each shape, either add it together or subtract it, depending what you need for the problem. So the problems I'd like you to work on for the remaining time in class today, and we'll see you on Monday. We'll go over questions. Again, you can check your answers as you go along. But the problems I'd like you to do here is to look at the problems that would be 4 through 9. And then also look at 13 and 14. Then on the back, you're going to be working on a couple of things. I'd like you to do the rest of the composite figures, which would be 22 and 23. So I'd like you to work on those for today. If there's other ones on there you want to get to and try them, you can. We'll be going over questions and again looking at some more of these items, so don't lose your sheet there. So have a good day, stay on task, and we'll see you on Monday.